Welcome back to the special West Coast edition of 2020. We're going to go now to Miami, the city that thought it was going to get hit right smack in the dab in the center by Hurricane Irma, but actually supposedly missed it. Tell that to many of the people in Miami. It has suffered its backlash flooding now, which is a major concern. Floodwaters throughout the city. ABC's Gio Benitez is there now. And Gio, those floodwaters came up pretty fast following the storm.
Absolutely, Elizabeth. And you know, people really didn't expect that, because once that track started shifting, they said, oh, you know what, Miami's not going to get it that bad. Wrong. The wind was unbelievable today. It was howling like crazy. It woke us up in the middle of the night. In fact, it's really incredible that it's still going. We are still getting these gusts. This has been going on since yesterday. We're talking about like 24 hours. I want to show you, at one point, this was so strong. Look at this. This is our window here, our door. Just look at these cracks. Look at these cracks that you see form. This was the wind that caused all of this. And it was so powerful at one point, 100 miles per hour or so, that I actually had to use a tether. You probably saw me on the air during our coverage with a sort of candy cane rope, because we had to really hold on just to make sure that we were really safe and tethered. Now, the other issue is cranes, Elizabeth. Cranes here in South Florida. We have these giant skyscrapers that you see. It's so famous for that. But you have these cranes that actually started falling. We thought that that was going to be a problem. They started spinning and spinning and spinning. We saw two of them do just that. Then we're talking about that flooding. You mentioned the flooding. Downtown Miami, blocks of it just flooded because of that storm surge. So we're already seeing that. And also, we have some video now of a guy who we recorded walking through these floods in the middle of these intense storms. That's just incredibly dangerous. And that's a warning for a lot of people. That's why we're showing it to you. It's a warning of how dangerous that can be. Not just if you get knocked over, but if there's a down power line, then you're in big trouble, Elizabeth. And
we do know there are lots of down power lines, that Miami-Dade County is one of the counties that is having severe electrical issues. In addition to that, we've had like urgent all caps warnings today from the National Weather Service saying stay away from the water. They have warned about a storm surge that could be up to 10 to 15 feet, not necessarily in Miami, but certainly on the northwest coast of Miami. So we'll keep an eye on that flooding in downtown Miami. We'll get back to you, Gio. Thanks so much. Many families have been hiding out, taking shelter, gathering for the storm. We've got one such family, a brother and a sister, who, along with 5 adults, 6 kids, 1 dog, 3 cats, and a hamster, have all been taking shelter in Windermere, Florida, near Orlando. Susanna Matthews and her family are hunkered down. How are you all making out? What are conditions like?
Well, as you can see, we're lit by flashlight, so we lost power at 30.
I think we're having some audio issues with you guys. The flashlight's working great. The microphone isn't. We're going to try and get back to you in just a minute. But part of the problem, this family's sitting in the dark with no power. They're one of just millions of people in Florida right now without power. Let's go now to Rob Gould, who's the Chief Communications Officer of Florida Power and Light. And Rob, I know you've got almost 3.5 million people now with no power in Florida.
Yeah, we do. It's a rough night for a lot of our customers in Florida. Certainly the west coast now of our service territory is taking the brunt of it. We've been seeing it across the entire territory. We extend from the Georgia line all the way down through toward the Keys and then back up toward where your reporters are. And it's been really rough, and we're just ready to get out there and begin restoring power as quickly as we can once these winds subside.
You, in some of those counties, sir, you've got 3/4 of the population in the dark right now. How long are they going to be in the dark? Is this going to take days or even weeks to repair?
Well, Miami-Dade, for example, you were alluding to it. We've got 80% of our customers out of power right now. We've been able to restore about 500,000 customers since the event began due to a lot of automation on our network. But the reality is we need to get out, understand what the challenges are for us, and then we will get about the power of restoring all of our customers. It's going to take quite a while. On the East Coast, what we've seen is it's going to be more of a repair effort, talking about days. Candidly, what we're seeing on the West Coast, there's so much damage that we believe we're going to see. We could be talking about a complete rebuild, which in fact could take weeks.
Weeks. Oh my goodness, that is not good news. Rob Gould, thank you so much for all those millions of people in Florida alone without power. To hear news, at least on the West Coast where the storm is hitting hardest, that it could be weeks before we get the lights back on is tough. Lights back on, refrigerators back on, medications chilled properly, that sort of thing. A lot of facilities cannot operate without power. And a lot of families. I think we're back, right?
We're here. Can you hear us?
You're here. Tell me what you guys have been going through in the dark as the storm has raged.
Yeah, we heard you say the flashlights are working, so we are lit by flashlight. But about 7:30, we were under tornado warning and actually lost power right then. So we've been trying to get the family, the kids, calm and trying to just stay safe, right?
And you actually are not from Windermere. You're just sheltering there, right? Don't you live? Some of you live near Windermere, actually, but not all of you.
Well, my brother lives in Windermere, but my children and I came from Tampa, Florida, when the projected path here today, 3 blocks south of our home. My husband stayed there with our generator to watch out for our house, but we're here with 4 kids, a dog, and cat, hamster, and
Okay, well, I know we're having a hard time hearing you, but you guys look great and really calm, which is fantastic. And you're your own miniature version of Noah's Ark with all your animals and children. And next time we check in with you, we hope that you've got some power and some food and some shelter and that things have been okay. So thanks so much for joining us for our little Noah's Ark update. When we return, the man who flies into the storm when everyone else is running away.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.